Well, good evening to everyone. This morning, we had a similar webinar for other languages. And this webinar is provided in 10 languages. All those who attended our webinar last Saturday, at the summary webinar, you heard me telling you about my own experience in entrepreneurship business as I opened my fast food restaurant and all the challenges I faced at that time. But firstly, I'd like to introduce myself for those who may not know me. I am a representative of the Presidential Council, president of the NEEW Consumer Community Partnership Program, uGain project manager, certified trainer of the Master Profi, member of the association, Peace General for Peace, leader of the NEEW Consumer Community Program in Italy, entrepreneur, speaker, and professional investor. As I said before, those who attended our webinar, summary webinar on Saturday, there I shared my personal experience and I told you which challenges in particular I faced. I reviewed my journey as an entrepreneur, and I realized that I did not invest in the tools which would help me avoid the mistakes. As well, I didn't pay attention to the advice I got to avoid all these impediments and difficulties I had to pay for, both in cash and time-wise. And now I'd like to tell you all, our dear partners of this project, partners of our community, with the mission to build new economic evolution of the world. And here I'd like to explain to you the first steps and the first hardships I faced when I engaged in multi-level marketing business, as these are two important elements to take into account. Last Saturday, I told you what entrepreneurs may face, and this morning I already explained to your colleagues which hardships are faced by the people engaged in multi-level business. Why I'd like to focus your attention on this. And this is because I'd like you to understand that in all these sectors, you may find it difficult to become successful, but uGain project enables you to avoid substantial impediments both in the multi-level marketing business and multi-level crowd investing business model, and in any business at large. And all this will be explained through the presentation that will be made by my colleague. I call him Mr. Dan for short. He is an IT sector expert, and he will explain you how we can address any challenges at any activities you may have. In our particular case, next slide, please. You see that most people who want to improve their lives, as soon as they learn about the multi-level marketing, they rush headlong into sales, believing that they will start millionaires with the help of this meritocratic system that will bring decent earnings for their work. What does this meritocratic system mean? It means that I cost a lot and I do a lot to reach my results, and I continuously improve. This picture illustrates a person who can make a lot of money, and you can make a lot of money because he knows that he costs a lot. And in the world of traditional labor market and employment, we generally do not receive the money you cost. To say you are a blue collar worker and they pay you only 300 or 500 euro, and the people are to be satisfied with the salary and wages, which is not dependent on them, which is not dependent on the contribution they make to the development of their companies. And we can analyze how the uGain project can help to overcome these challenges. Here in this slide, actually, all MLM partners, those that cooperate and are partners of any MLM business, they all start from the specific steps to take, including a list of contacts. Maybe this presentation is attended by a dinosaur of our business who used to work in other companies before, and now he has been in our company for a few years. And this person may think, again and again we speak about the list of contacts. I'm not going to teach you how to make it, but look, I'd like to stress that the challenges people actually face, those challenges they face in this meritocratic system. And now I appeal to all you, my dear partners, as you are partners of our amazing project called NEEW, and you are all partners and employees engaged in multi-level crowd investing business model, which is already an advanced and evolutionary step forward compared to the conventional MLM business. And me personally, I used to be an electrician for 12 years. And the first time when I was in a conference room in a hotel, I was introduced to MLM business. I was instructed to make a list of contacts. I didn't realize initially why I needed this, but then I realized that this is my list of treasures, as they are our prospects, our potential clients. And this word client will be repeated many times along our presentation. Well, the first impediment is the list of contacts. It's really important, as in case you start doing this business, we need our blood, and our new blood is our list of contacts. Then partners do not want to make phone calls. In our normal, usual life, we make dozens of phone calls daily. We talk to the people we work with, we send texts to the people we love, or we can have some conversations with our friends, neighbors, relatives. And all these phone calls, we are good at making these phone calls because they are natural for us, and we convey some specific emotions and energy to the other party. To say, yesterday I was in one Italian pizza restaurant and I liked it, and then the next day I can phone my friend and tell him, look, yesterday I visited this restaurant and you may order pizza margherita. So I share my emotions, my impressions that this meal was really delicious and tasty. And through this voice message, I can make them intrigued or enthusiastic about his visit to that restaurant. And this way I advertise this product or this service, and I made a phone call. It's not a problem for me. And actually, this is a multi-level marketing. And in the world of entrepreneurs, this mouth-to-mouth advertisement advertising is really meaningful, as it makes the people go and spend their money in the facility or at the site or in a cafe restaurant where I spent my money a few days ago. And uGain project will simplify this both for entrepreneurs and our clients of our application and of our ecosystem, as they won't need to phone anymore and act as robots or somehow learn by heart everything they are to tell their interlocutors when they are selling the products, because they lose some energy, they are afraid and cease conveying the required energy. And therefore, this way, through uGain project, we can get rid of these fears, scaries, and these difficulties. Next slide, please. And here you see that the partners do not want to arrange appointments. You've witnessed and faced it many times that being in some commercial center, in some office center, you may meet your friends in some shopping mall and you pass by some windows with the ties you like, or you like the brand of any clothing or some fast food you've tasted and you liked it. And often these meetings also take place naturally. In some places you can advertise to your friend, and this place is becoming your impression. And it's important that through uGain project you will build a bridge between an entrepreneur and the client, and an entrepreneur will be able to advertise, to enroll people to his business, to his facility, to his sales point. And I am a network marketer, and I may not have any enterprise or any selling point, but I will participate in uGain project and will offer the opportunity of involvement in this project to any entrepreneur. And this way I will create a huge potential for my business, and I will rely or benefit from the potential of the business of that entrepreneur. All the partners in MLM business, they face another challenge. They are to sell something continuously. And this is, by the way, what every businesses, companies, even the most amazing MLM companies, such as those selling some beauty products or food additives or any other products and services or policies, our key product we offer is educational and information packages, and you will see how important it is to be able to sell, but the need to sell continuously is because of the fact that 50% of people worldwide sell something, whereas the remaining 50% buy something. And all our partners have one problem, face the same problem, because even when you attract your prospect, your client, to get the revenues, you are to arrange the sales and to increase the inflow of your passive income or direct income. I have to overcome these challenges and to train another person how to deal with these challenges, because a new partner in our company will have to sell these products, and without him selling, I will not make my interests. And the sales in our uGain system are done automatically, because we do it in the way that partners, your clients, not partners, but clients, become loyal to the system, entrepreneurship system. And we are not to take care how it will be done actually. And we can concentrate on how to increase our network, expand our network, and how to attract more and more projects here. And in the end of my part, I'd like to tell you one thing which may keep you awake overnight, as in your mind you will think it over and over again, and in your mind you will digest all the new opportunities that will be revealed. Next slide, please. In some network companies, to get a commission, you need to use the product regularly or order it every month. Yes, indeed, we all, and it could be true, and what you see in the slide is the correct statement. We are to be the first users of the products we sell. In case I go and advertise some products and services to someone else, how can I propose something to my friend in case I have never tried it myself? Let's take an example of weight-losing drugs or tablets. Look, I have never tried them myself to be able to convince others whether it's efficient, effective or not. And without this, I will not promote and advertise this in a trustworthy manner. And the same applies to multi-level marketing business. How can I sell education opportunities without taking these courses and trainings our company offers? Therefore, it means that firstly, myself, is to be well aware of all the opportunities our company offers, to take all these trainings, and then I will be able to promote it for others. And I'd like to tell you one thing. I'm frank and honest with you now. I am always the first to buy all our educational and information packages, as I'd like to improve my capacity to improve my skills and to be ready to any question which may be raised by our partners. And I don't like being in a situation when I don't know how to respond to their questions. And in our uGain project, I don't need to use this product continuously if I don't want to, but then you will see how good it is to tell the people and give them some advice where to go to have their meals or buy some good clothes and get a discount by getting some bonuses. And this is the key of our project. Next slide, please. This slide you see now, in my view, is the most important slide in this presentation. Why I'm saying this? Why do we want to let you know about all those challenges you may face as an entrepreneur? And we discussed them last Saturday. And those challenges our partners involved in MLM business can face as well. Even without noting the importance of globalization. Can you hear me now? Please give me some indication in the chat box. Look, everything we learn through the efforts of our company and everything you know by engaging in other projects or through your professional activities. We launched the marathon for those who took part in our previous trainings, where marathon is the key training, and we started from the same steps we actually discussed millions of times, such as rendezvous, list of contacts. But when you talk and approach entrepreneurs, the steps are different compared to how you phone your prospects from your list of contacts, how you phone your grannies, your granddads, your friends, your relatives, your acquaintances, those people you know, such as carpenters, electricians, your peers, and etc. When you talk to a true businessman, this is a totally different job, and you need a totally different level of training. And without having the required training and the required capacity and skills to talk to the entrepreneur, and you approach a businessman and distract him from his business and make bad impression, then yes, the feedback, our impressions of uGain project, the project which is still at the initial stage of its life cycle, it could cause some harm for forthcoming development of the project at large. And therefore, we believe that it's important and is a must for us to train for the beginning 1,000 people, those who are keen on working with this project and they'd like to learn all the tools and gain all the skills and competencies required, because believe me, when you talk to a businessman, it is totally a different thing. It does not compare to talking to people from your list of contacts. Entrepreneurs are short of time, they are under stress. Entrepreneurs every day get a lot of proposals on goods, on services, and they are actually closed to receive further proposals. Secondly, businessmen are biased to different offers they may receive, and quite often they say, first, I need to advise my lawyer, or I know nothing about this, I need to talk to my financial advisor. And it means that in order to avoid some difficult situation and to avoid negative feedback, we will enable these 1,000 persons to receive our training, and 1,000 people is not a lot. This morning we had the first webinar and already saw a lot of people interested, those clients who wrote to us and who would like to work with entrepreneurs, and they already understand how important it could be, so how important everything they get in exchange will be. First of all, they will get 1,000 uGain tokens each, which will be used in our project. It will be the limited number of our tokens, special tokens, and their value will gradually go up. So we have the targets set up, and these targets are fantastic and very substantial. They're very ambitious. And can you imagine that we start thinking over the figures attached to say these 1,000 people to be selected quite soon from the list of volunteers 1 month after they can register in our project. And these people, first of all, are to meet two eligibility criteria, two important criteria. At least the status of a consultant and above, the first one, and the second one, to be a member of the VIP club. And in case our goal is, before the official launch of the uGain project, to register 100,000 enterprises in our businesses, in our system, then think only that these businesses will sign up their clients as well, and they will give us a chance to reach out the number of 10 million users. And in case at least 20% of all these people signed up by entrepreneurs in the system, and they'd like to keep their details in the client base to be able to get some advertisements. And in the first 3 months, for entrepreneurs, it will be free of charge, but later on, the cost will be less than the price of a cup of coffee a day. Or annually, they will have to pay $150. And this price is really funny. And in case 10 million people, out of which 20%, that is 2 million, and we have 300 million as our revenues generated. And these revenues will be used to pay out the commissions, dividends to our partners, and the participants of the uGain will receive cash back from these revenues. And a part of this amount will be allocated to paying out bonuses to our bonus profit to our loyal partners and users. We are building a new ecosystem at present. Ecosystem where, as I told you before, we will use our currency, which will be linked to our own blockchain, and we will be able as well to increase the value of our utility token. And this is the reason why these 1,000 people, 1,000 pioneers that will participate in the building of the entrepreneurs or entrepreneurship network of our project. This is a small number of people. Therefore, I encourage you to participate and apply for the participation in this. And what do you need for this purpose? Together with the registration, with the recording of this webinar, there will be a small test published, and the people who succeed in answering the questions in the test on uGain characteristics or attributes, they will make up a list of 1,000 pioneers, 1,000 people, and they will get an opportunity, an initial opportunity, which will be provided to you before the formal launch of uGain project, as we'd like to reach our goal, but together with our leaders, with the required level of training and capacity to approach businessmen. Training, the information on this training will be published. The training on the marketing plan for uGain, there you will be trained how to introduce this project to entrepreneurs. You will be trained how to deal with clients, and you will be trained how to enter and approach large businesses such as shopping malls or franchising businesses. And this is the reason why I tell you that in this first part, all these difficulties generally faced by a person in a multi-level business model, uGain is created to fix them. Next slide, please.
So partners can work with one product or one company. What does it mean? It means that some partners who work across the entire world sometimes sell a certain type of product, and the company makes them to stay in this one sector because they cannot sell similar products produced by other companies, because it creates a conflict of interest. Just think that in uGain, all of our competitors become our allies, and our entire activities become like a cash flow, result in a cash flow for us. Today, in the morning, I mentioned aqueducts, water pipes that have water in them. Instead of water, we'll have money flowing our way So how we can do it? There is one way, which is to come to our training sessions. And you will learn all the secrets of uGain project, and you will learn how to work with entrepreneurs better. Let's move on to the next slide. In order to get lifelong income, MLM partners have to be members of the board in many MLM companies. And very often in those companies, it is the only way to receive your lifelong residual income. But of course, there are very few and far in between such places. It depends on the company, of course, but usually it's 3, 4, 5, 10 seats in the board of directors. And in order to get to the seat in the board of directors, you need to eventually be, let's say, a part of the cash flow concept, and you become both the provider and the client. So my activities bring me money and I spend that money. And just think, if I had an application somewhere in my phone which could geolocate the businesses, retail outlets, stores, that would tell me where I should go and spend my money with with biggest discounts. Or maybe there would be some recommendations on the restaurants with the best menu. Just think about it. If all people received that opportunity or got that opportunity to download our application and see how to operate it, and Mr. Den will tell you how to do it, and you will see how to spend your money in the wisest way possible. Just think about all the businesses that are being already promoted by thousands and tens of thousands of people in order to receive cash back. And I will receive my lifelong residual income. And this is what uGain is all about. Let's move on to the next slide. Many partners do not understand corporate values and the company vision. Those who know us for a short period of time should still understand what new means, the new economic evolution of the world, what it entails. We are all part of this new economic evolution of the world. And when we talk numbers, every time I listen to Andre, I literally feel the goosebumps, shivers going down my spine, because he has an immense vision and very ambitious goals. And I'm talking about all those people who about the 10 million entrepreneurs that we can register in this project. And uGain is part of that big picture. We would like to achieve those huge numbers, and just imagine all the big opportunities that you are going to receive just by spending your money, your uGain tokens, in our businesses, inside our ecosystem. This is the mission of the company. You might say it's something unimaginable, too big a project, but today we are offering all the benefits of new technologies to you, of people, let's say, conceived by people who are visionaries. And we use instruments, tools like computers, electricity, and all other advances of humankind, because people back in the day believed in those ideas, and we believe in our numbers. uGain is a part of our huge, fantastic, visionary project. Now let's move on to the next slide. Many partners do traditional work and are not used to receiving rejections, being told no. That's why they very soon lose motivation. This is a specific trait of many multi-level marketers, and this is quite a huge problem faced by all of us in our due time. Very often we are positioned in circumstances which make us abandon a project because of the lack of motivation. How can we address this problem? In our project, in our uGain project, this is going to be quite easy, because we can transform or turn all no's into yes. So all negative answers into positive answers. Do you want to know how? Because in the world of business or entrepreneurship, as I told you before, 50% of the entire world is selling something, either goods or services, and the remaining 50% are purchasing or purchase all those goods and services. And we are creating right now an opportunity to meet the needs of entrepreneurs. And by doing it, we will turn all those no's into yes. Now let's move on to the next slide. So you can see that constant attraction of people is the key to success in multi-level marketing. This is an absolute truth. And it is a big part of this truth. And it is also a key in our operations. So we need to have a continuous flow of clients and sales, and those sales are usually generated by new people, new clients. But not everyone needs the same project every day. Some products are really a necessity, and some other products, once you buy them, you might never need them before. You just buy them once in your lifetime, or a service. And that's why the multi-level business world has its cons and has its pros. And the most wonderful decision here is to diversify your commercial activities and to sell several products at once. And by doing it, you receive a small earning from using this innovative system, which is called uGain. By, people spending their money in different businesses in commerce and trade. Now, I'm gonna say one last thing, and then I'm going to pass the floor to Dennis. So the biggest opportunity for our partners offered by our company, for all those people who are already old-timers in our business, like veterans and experienced network marketers, but who do not have other business on the sidelines and who do not know how to be engaged in a business project, just think how we can increase, by how much we can increase your personal growth thanks to our education and help of the people who will assist us at the launch of our project. And I'm talking about you guys sitting right now on your sofas, on your seats, on your armchairs. I'm talking about you being able to earn because you will fill in our form and you will understand, you will take the test and you will understand the potential behind uGain, and you will be one of the first to start working with entrepreneurs. Just listen to me. What I'm gonna tell you is not will make you lose your sleep. You will start thinking about it. You'll start doing math in your head. And I'm just telling you this as an entrepreneur myself. I have a fast food restaurant business. I have my own restaurant. And of course, I would gladly connect to this ecosystem because I live due to my clients. Thanks to my clients, I make my living thanks to them. And every system that will help me increase the number of clients would be welcomed by me. My fast food restaurant every month has people, a total of 3,000-4,000 people per month who come to my restaurant and taste my food. Just imagine that I offer to all of my clients to download this application. Remember, I told you before that within the first 3 months, this service is gonna be free for me as an entrepreneur. And over those 3 months, let's assume I'm going to attract into this project 10,000 people who will just download this application. And our company is working on the opportunity to unite and to connect to our application from our back offices or with our back offices attached to them. And the 10,000 people that I'm gonna register in my business will also become partners in my network, in my structure. Just think what might happen if instead of doing one business only or connecting just one entrepreneur, you will subscribe 10 entrepreneurs and they will register their own clients and you get a cashback from that. just think about this opportunity, how big this opportunity is for your business, for your development, I'm sorry. And just think about the numbers that I mentioned before. We will achieve 10 million subscribers and registered users. We, of course, are going to have 1 million entrepreneurs, but I don't want to take any more time from Mr. Den, and I would like to pass him the floor because he's a professional in his business. And he will give you the details about uGain project. Now I'm passing the floor to Mr. Den. Dragoš, thank you very much for your introduction and for the part of the presentation. So you already revealed most of the secrets. The only thing that I have to do is to introduce myself, and that's it. I'll try to be as brief as possible in order not to waste your precious time. At first, let me tell you about myself. I've been working in the IT for 30 years. This year in November, it's going to be 30 years since I've been doing programming. I've been working in the IT sphere, and I can tell you that I'm a happy person because I was lucky enough to start programming while I was at school. And back then it was a hobby of mine, which later on turned into my business, into my profession, and something that I earn my living from. So my hobby yields me quite a good income. So I'm a happy person. When I entered my university, it might not sound humble, but by then I already knew everything they were supposed to teach me for 5 years at the university. And teachers very often consulted with me on different things. It might not be modest, but that's how it was. There were different projects I participated in, and one of the projects that I was involved as a key implementer was a software for the automation of hotels, cafes. It was called Hot SOS. It was a unique solution by then. It was early 2000, and it was the first cloud application was used. That's why in 2004, Microsoft awarded the best cloud hotel software implemented on the base of Microsoft IIS. It's IIS stands for Internet Information Server. And more than 6,000 hotels worldwide use Hot SOS, maybe more by now. And you might have watched a Hollywoodian movie, Ocean's 11. And one of the hotels was the MGM Grand Las Vegas. And this is quite a huge hotel with thousands of rooms in it. And they use our Hot SOS application software. I participated in many other products. I'm not going to dwell on them. We're going to talk about loyalty today. This is a application that was implemented with the Russian team. It's called Loya. It's a loyalty management system for a big network. You know, we had already lots of clients. We had a lot of capacity, but we had to segment and manage the loyalty of this big flow of clients. And for that application, we became the winners of the Decision of the Year nomination according to the Loyalty Awards Russia. This is a brief introduction. If we go philosophical here, I would like to tell you a story. It's like a parable. A story happened to me. So back in the day, I found a business guru, for me, very wise person. And when we talked, I mentioned to him we have a saying that the lawn is greener on the other side of the fence, something like that, you know. And that wise man said, no, Dennis, the best lawn is where we are, or better, the best place is there where we are. And after hearing that, I changed my perspective at many things. And dear colleagues, let me tell you, this is the best place for us to be. We are in the right time, in the right place, and we're doing one unique thing, which uses unique solutions that no other competitors are offering or have ever offered. And this is our competitive advantage. By the way, I never asked you to, give me a score on the quality of my sound and video. Give me a plus in the chat if you can hear and read me well or see me well. Okay, one more request from me to you. You might have questions while I will be delivering my presentation. Please ask your questions in the Q&A section, and then all the questions will be put together in one place, and or maybe put your questions down right away, and then you can type them in the chat and we will address those questions. Now, the topic of today's conversation is how to bring the customers from IT solutions to being happy. Next slide, please. Again, a small deviation from the main topic in order for us to understand better the whole idea. We're saying that we are doing business here, that we're developing solutions for entrepreneurs, but, dear colleagues, I believe that we are doing business and we are making sales every day, every week, every month without even realizing it. Let me speak figuratively. We are selling ourselves as authorities or competent employees to our boss, or we sell our attention, our love to our family members. We sell our time to our friends when we spend time with them. People buy us. It depends on your perspective. And the main process in business is sales. It is the only process that yields money to a business. All other processes, marketing, takes your money away. And the only thing that brings money into the company are sales. So what business is, or what is business, is satisfaction of the customer with the benefit for the company. If there is no benefit for the company, then it's some kind of a charity or a non-profit organization or some mutual assistance fund or something. While business is customer satisfaction with the benefit for the company. Next slide, please. And when you talk to many entrepreneurs and companies, they do not even understand that the most valuable thing they have is clients. There is a publicly available statistics, and you can go and look it up. There was like a survey among entrepreneurs, and I can testify based on my dialogues with many friends of mine who are entrepreneurs. So when you ask them, what's the first thing that comes to your mind, to your head, when you hear the word business? And many small, medium, large business owners start telling you, for someone, it's like affairs, money, entrepreneurship, rental, offices, profits, all different answers. And you won't even believe it. Clients, as the answer, comes 10th to 50th place in their answers, depending on the statistics. But usually it comes 10th in their rating of answers. They never put clients in the first place. although the most valuable thing they have is clients. If you have clients in your business, you have a business. If you don't have clients, your business is dead and you should start doing something else. So all the results are generated by your clients and paid by them. Prosperity and well-being of the company is provided by a steadily growing and developing customer base. Profits, stable profits. There is a theory, Pareto theory, 20-80%. It can be applied to different areas. And if you apply it to business, 80% of profits is provided by 20% of loyal customers. Loyal customers are people who are repeated customers, who come to you again, who recommend your business to someone else, tell you what to change, what to improve. And there are lots of tools to search and attract customers. And as a rule, they're quite expensive. They are difficult to operate. Indeed. Let's take some SMM promotion tools. There are very few specialists that can equip you with real means and can yield you a very good result. And usually they ask for a lot of money without guaranteeing a result. And it requires a lot of efforts and attention for effective use. Next slide, please.
And when entrepreneurs, actually, I adore and like these people. They are brave people, decisive to set up their own business. And there is such data that only 10% of the businesses survive the first year, whereas 90% of the businesses close down. And these brave people, when they decide to set up their business, in their minds, they have ideal pictures of their businesses because the people plan to have sustainable income and revenues, stably growing client base, and their business will support them. And there is this theory of time distribution. A day we have 24 hours. If you divide it by three parts, 8 hours is for your sleeping, for your health, 8 hours is for doing business, and this is your mind, and another 8 hours is to devote to yourself, to your family, to taking up sports. This is your soul. And eventually it turns out that entrepreneurs have limited time for their families, so they devote a lot of their time to their businesses and still some time either from their sleep or from their families. And this ideal picture that business will help them to have more free time is fake, actually. And therefore, we'd like to see all loyal and actively recommending customers, those customer marketologists, to give feedback and share the uniqueness of the business offer. And once I had a business myself, a company that was in improving sales, analytics, and business processes. And once we were hired by the owner of a cafe. The owner is an active guy. Everything was fine with his business, but he tried to improve even further, and he had a stable inflow of clients, and he requested us to analyze which other improvements could be implemented. And we advised him to survey his loyal clients to receive feedback from these clients about the improvements his business needs. And when we surveyed the clients, this cafe opened and at 10 a.m. and his clients recommended him to open at 8 a.m. And those people who started their work at 9 a.m., they could not try their delicious business lunch, business breakfast. And the sales actually increased by 33 point something %. And these customer marketologists, by giving their feedback, helped to improve the performance of that cafe. And an ideal business is when you have clear understanding of what is happening to your business, when you can forecast and anticipate, and when you are quite attractive for the labor market. You do not need to hunt or search for potential employees. You have a line of people willing to be employed by your business, and there is a line of investors willing to invest. Maybe you are a franchise, or there is a line of reliable business partners. Next slide, please. After working some time, people face the reality, and 9 out of 10 entrepreneurs of new businesses could not even survive the first year. And in reality, we see the following, that the flows of clients fall down, particularly in today's context globally. What we see, that there is this lockdown and the purchasing power reduces, but there is no information, or there are almost no tools which will provide information about the reasons why businesses lose their existing customers. So in fact, businesses are not under control. Very few entrepreneurs are equipped with some tools which will enable them to control their business in a way to make sure that employees do what they need. Because in reality, employees do what they can do, but do not do what they should do. And to retrain them, actually, you need to retrain. So you need to retrain them, and it costs money. Quite often, evaluation of the customer service is done following the assessments of the employees themselves. Whenever an entrepreneur is not nearby his business, does not monitor the performance of his business regularly, he again may not assess the performance of his employees. And there is such a notion as the managerial glasses, like I'm wearing. When an entrepreneur sees his business through these rosy color managerial glasses, because no executive officer, there are very few of them to be exact, which actually share the real picture, the real situation. They would never confess that we made this mistake or we underperformed here. And generally, they try to brighten the situation. And therefore, the owner of the business does not know in reality. And there are no tools to enter into the minds of your clients and understand what the client thinks about your business. Another pain of the entrepreneur is that generally you are under years in the loans, and all the money is invested into your business, and you are to pay salaries and wages, taxes, and some rent fees if you rent the premises. And now at present, online tools are quite efficient, but these efficient online tools for an entrepreneur who is acting alone are too expensive. And today, almost non-entrepreneurs could afford some money to spare on these efficient tools. Here, in this slide, it's important in any business to find answers to various questions. And the questions that concern every business are more or less the same. How to retain and return existing customers, how to attract new customers, how to reduce advertising costs, how to strengthen customer recommendation, how to survive in a competitive environment, how to in the environment of the setup of similar businesses, how to automate the processes, to manage your and administer your business remotely, because as I said before, you can go and travel, but at the same time be able to manage your business remotely, how to collect real-time objective feedback, how to track the quality of employees, how to act if you have just opened and you have no clients yet. Next slide. All these questions for the businesses are the same, only answers change. So the business evolve and the time actually changes. You see new technologies come, new platforms emerge, and it is important to match the time, to catch up with the latest trends and to apply totally new approaches. Now, for different countries, these figures may vary because in some countries the population is older or younger, but on average, today or in the next 2-3 years, generation Y, there is such a theory of generations, we will discuss it. Generation Y is those who actually were born in the 2000s. 60% of them will make up the solvent population of the businesses. Next slide, please. And this is the theory of generations, starting from 1943 to, no, sorry, those that are starting from 1964 to 1948 is Generation X. And after 1985 to 2000s, this is Generation Y, millennials. Why I'm telling you this? It's important to understand the trends. Next slide, please. The generations I mentioned above and the problem of parents and children, and millennials actually make up 60% of the working age population. They are a bit different from Generation X and baby boomers. They are those for whom digitalization really matters. So they come with some action and they get some benefits instead, gamification. And they are very positive about personalization based on some common consolidated data about this person, some personalized or individual offer is made to these guys, and they value this a lot. These guys have marketing evangelism. Yes, indeed, if you have a look, the outdated methods or channels of marketing, of promotion, are not efficient anymore, are not functional anymore. You can see it yourself. If you live in a city, there are some banners, or when you go to YouTube, when the last time you took note of any advertisement. Now we actually, because of a large inflow of information, we neglect this advertisement. We do not pay attention to it. Millennials are not sensitive to advertising, and they are sensitive to millennials as they are. And the most functional way of promotion, of attracting new clients, two things. This is storytelling. This is an approach when business build relations with a client through some stories. They create some content whereby they share some stories, and so Instagram is very efficient in this regard, and recommendations from one person to another one. And if you have a look at the reaction of millennials to some celebrities, this advertising with celebrities, these commercials with celebrities, they do not generate this conversion rate as before, because for millennials, different approaches should be used. And there is such a survey. 78% of buyers are positive about personal offers, individual offers. This survey was done in 2017 by Nielsen. Next slide. Remember this figure, please. With the view of the above and in view of the developing world, we have prepared a unique solution which is called uGain. Next slide, please. What is uGain? uGain is a digital platform for businesses, for medium and small-sized businesses, as well as what our competitors lack and other systems lack for shopping and entertainment centers that, on the one hand, unite entrepreneurs, on the other hand, consumers. This is a ready-made solution for the promotion. Next slide, please. On the one hand, this application is free for users, for ordinary people. Any person may download this app and use it for free by getting some benefits, by getting some savings, some discounts or some bonuses. And what is the benefit for users? This application helps them to save their budget. And there is such a survey before. In the previous years, very few thought about this, but now actually it's not cool not to save. Before it was cool not to save, but now it's cool to save. And therefore we got to this understanding at different points of time, but now it's not cool not to save. And at the same time, this app gives them a chance to get access to privileges provided in the best places of the city. Through this solution, people can afford a bit more than before. Next slide, please. And here you see one statement. The statement is the following, that the loyalty of the clients to business firstly depends on the loyalty of the business to his clients. We will talk a lot about the clients today. Next slide, please. The process for visitors. So for business clients, this app, this system is for business as such. And on the one hand, and on the other hand, for people. When a client comes to entrepreneur, the process of download, of registration, of installing this uGain system is very simple. It could be done either by the recommendation of the entrepreneur or upon the recommendation of any friend. And a bit later, we will discuss it. What you need, first of all, Android or iOS smartphone. So for this, we have the app ready, which will be available in App Store or Apple Market, so in Marketplace a bit later. It is free to download, and at the first launch of the application, an introduction will be displayed with some slides that detail the advantages and functionalities of the application. Then there will be 1-minute video that in a very simple way explain how to use this application and its benefits. Then you are to register by entering your phone number. Why your phone number is important? Because in many countries, when you buy a SIM card, you are to display your ID. And this is an additional step for control and due diligence to avoid different beans, different doubles, to apply this application for real people to use it, for an entrepreneur to see the real people. Then you need to enter your contact details, your name, last name, date of birth, and gender, and select 3 favorite categories. This is needed in case for the category clothes shops or designer clothes or some perfume stores or automobiles. Me as a user of the system, I would see the offers, some promotions and campaigns about the categories I'm interested in. After registration, or in case you have already registered and then downloaded it again, and it makes us unique in case you lose your telephone or you change your telephone and you download the app again sometime after, then the time you do not use it, in any case, you get some bonuses, points from the structure. You will learn about this a bit later. So after registration or authorization, in the main screen, you see, like in Instagram, like business Instagram, this storytelling. We have stories, the form of stories, where entrepreneurs or our uGain system or our partners propose some specific interesting things, then the list of categories and some new offers, but you'd better try it on your own as soon as we launch it early August. Next slide, please. A bit later, you will learn all the details. How does uGain work? The application uGain. It's very simple. The client downloads the application and registers. The client shows code, QR code. You show it to the salesperson or the cashier who gets the money, and by its app for business, a standalone uGain for business, the cashier scans your QR code and sees your balance with the bonuses to be deducted, or what your discount is or cashback is, and make the package. He enters the amount of your bill, and in case you have any bonus points, these tokens, and Dragas a bit later, I believe, will come back to it, you can reduce the amount of your payment by the number of these points. Or if there are no points, you will get a discount, a cashback after payment is effected. What does uGain give to business? Look, for the business, uGain, first of all, increases the client base, expands the client base. Without clients, there is no business. And whenever there are clients, and a lot of clients, it's even better, there is business. Then, secondly, it reduces advertising costs and expenditures. Actually, literally, you may not even need to advertise, as everything will be done through uGain platform. Thirdly, it helps to improve the quality of customer service, because there is an incorporated tool that after the servicing, actually there is this feedback and it increases the number of purchases. You can use it worldwide, and uGain also increases repeated purchases. And worldwide, by using uGain app, I can find clients in a remote area of this planet. Here, in this slide, there is another important thing. This is customer interaction or liaison, and our platform helps have direct dialogue with customers, with your clients. When a client can leave a message on the page of your company, and this message immediately received by the entrepreneur. And it's important to understand an entrepreneur generally does not understand what is happening in his business. And he knows this only from what he receives from his administrators. Or the service to a client was bad, something badly was done, and a client can directly text to the entrepreneur. Or in case a person sees several organizations and would like to clarify some questions he may have, he may leave a message and the responsible person or entrepreneur will respond. And actually it substitutes the call center, the services which require additional costs and expenditures. So the feedback and the quality of servicing, when a person is serviced, when he was sold something, so he can merit the service received. And it's important for an entrepreneur as well to understand this. I can give you my own example. Apart from IT business, I had many other businesses, and one of them was a large clothes store opened for my wife. And look, at that time, I didn't have a tool which would help me get feedback. I lacked the service or the capacity to understand that these clients or these guests, whether they are satisfied with the purchase they made or not, or maybe they would recommend or advise me something, as they are serviced by cashiers, by a salesperson, and he makes his purchase and leaves the store, but I can't get his feedback. And at that time, I got this idea with some additional functionalities around. A client may leave the feedback, which will be viewed in the back office of an entrepreneur. And at the same time, an entrepreneur may analyze the ratings and reviews, whether the quality of his service is satisfactory for his clients or not. Here,
there are some marketing instruments to work with a client base. It's like an upper layer that goes above your business, so you can deliver the information directly to your clients, and it can save on mailings or on SMS or some handout materials. So within this system, you can have mailings and the promotions, about the promotions, etc. Also, there was a study about entrepreneurs who think about introducing a loyalty program system, but they don't know how to reward clients who join their loyalty programs. Therefore, we decided to include the welcome bonus points. They worked quite well. At the same time, we have quite a unique thing, which is not present in any other system, is subscription for common people. When a person can purchase, for example, a subscription for a month, and by purchasing this subscription, they will receive an increased discount or cashback, in addition to the standard discount and cashback. And we, being having an MLM component in it, will receive a commission fee on users who were registered and who paid a subscription. So when we recommend our family members, our friends to a business, and the owner of the business create or digitalize their database, and people start paying subscription, then the inviter will receive a commission fee from it. And we're talking about subscriptions that can be as long as 1 year long. For example, you come to a store and your discount is 5%, but if you pay a subscription fee, your discount will be 10-15%. So it's better for you. You pay once, and then you enjoy an entire month during which you can visit other stores and receive additional increased discounts. At the same time, we have an opportunity not to receive a commission from subscriptions, but also when in mid-September we're going to launch the commercial version, fully operational version. Now we're launching the beta version in test mode in 10 countries. After the beta testing, after this technical launch, we call it, we're gonna have a commercial launch on the 15th of September. And we will connect the single payment system, and you can tie your bank card, and you can use the Google Pay or PayPal, and you can pay for your daily purchases there. For example, you can go to a food store or go to the gym, no matter. And from all those purchases, we will receive small amounts, small percentages as our commission. They might be small, but there will be lots of them. So it is a good opportunity for partners to have a continuous, lifelong residual income. And you register once, and the person will stay under you in your structure forever. So a very tasty thing that we're gonna discuss more about. Let's move on. So for entrepreneurs, this system allows to digitalize their database or client base. When a client comes to a business owner, the business owner, without filling in additional forms or paperwork or time-consuming procedures, digitalize that client and have that client and see that client in their system, in their uGain panel. On the one hand, the user gets an application free of charge, and then when an entrepreneur registers in our system, they get an entire panel, a system of analytics, control, and management of their system, of their business. So this is how a panel can look like. So we're giving them an additional analytical system. It's not just a mobile application or like a single system for a entrepreneur. We'll have around 20 subsystems in it, which will provide different functionalities. Using the uGain panel, the entrepreneur can see who their clients are, see the entire statistics, how often they make their purchase, the frequency, the amount of the average check, and also they can accurately understand the factors that affect the efficiency of your business. Next slide, please. Also, another very high in demand thing is a price list or a menu. If we're talking about a food catering, you see that there are lots of businesses now around the world who suffer from decreased customer flow and the customers spending less money. Those who work online and who can sell their products and services online through different applications, they lose less. It's their competitive edge. But to set up a sales internet site requires quite a lot of money, and you need to maintain it. You either outsource it or you have IT people in your staff, whereas in this case, everything is ready to use. Just take it and use it. So a user who registers in uGain can have at once like a online distribution system. So entrepreneurs will receive automatically the orders placed by their clients, and when users register, they can see everything that an entrepreneur can offer them. At the same time, dear colleagues, we're not dictating our entrepreneurs what kind of discounts they should be offering, what kind of bonus programs they should have in place. We have quite a flexible system and which ensures good results for the entrepreneur, and they can modify different programs, different discounts themselves. So one day they can use one set of discounts. Sometimes later they can determine themselves the amount of discounts or the so-called size of the rewards. So it's a good thing for entrepreneur that they can do it easily and quickly. They don't need an IT guy who would reset up their system or need to make a contract with a third-party company. And because usually it's kind of time and money consuming thing. Yet here they can do it everything on their own. Another thing is the staff motivation system. So here we add some instruments that allow the business owner to motivate their staff very transparently. It is no secret that many business owners don't know how to motivate their staff, what kind of a reward they should be giving, whether they should put some watchmen, to oversee the entire thing. All the time they come up with some things how to improve their performance. Yet here we are offering a very transparent system of motivation, both for the business owner and their personnel. Now, what are the uGain features? First, it's a mobile app. It's free of charge. The technical launch will be on the 1st of August. And the full commercial launch will happen on the 15th of September. So before the 15th, at first we're not gonna charge any additional money from the entrepreneurs. No subscriptions will be needed before the 15th of September. But after the 15th, there will be a full launch. In the first months, we're expecting a 1,000 or 1 million, potential downloads. So a partner who is interested in going in the avant-garde of uGain and earn together with uGain and have a very good passive income in future, this is a very good opportunity to deliver this information to your entrepreneurs, and this number of 1 million users, it's quite a nice threshold, impressive threshold, because lots of applications need a lot of time to get to those numbers. And the second feature is a bonus program. Next slide, please. And if you go and see now, there are a lot of different offers out there in the market. You don't know how to make head or tail of it. Some programs, software applications require maintenance, yet here everything is inbuilt and easy to operate. Next slide. Opportunities and recommendations. So we already mentioned that recommendations work very well, especially among the millennials, the 60% of the solvent population. Recommendations or referrals is quite a good method. For example, I sat at a cafe and I enjoyed their cuisine. I recommend that cafe to a friend of mine, saying like, this is a nice place, very good cuisine. So who will my friend believe? My recommendation or some ad on TV? Of course, my recommendation. So therefore, the opportunity the possibility of referring through the application is very important and works very well. The next slide is online orders, a very relevant thing today, especially since we are giving it free of charge. It is included in the basic functionalities. All the orders are coming instantly to the administrator, and the entrepreneur can arrange online distribution. Next slide, please. Feedback. I mentioned it already. It works quite well. Let me give you an example. We had a case. There was a business, and business was selling furniture. And in one of their outlets, the visitor didn't like something. The buyer already signed a contract for the delivery of the furniture. He already paid, but he gave a negative feedback about the level of services. And the business owner saw at once on their phone the negative feedback from that client. He calls to his sales manager, his employee in that particular outlet, and he says, has the client left yet? And he said, no, he's still here. And he passes the phone to the client, and the business owner starts talking to the client, to the buyer who gave negative feedback. And he asked, what happened? Why did you give me negative feedback? It's very important for me. I would like to improve my business. What you could recommend, what you could advise me to do better. And this client who gave negative feedback said, well, I expected to spend this much. When I came to you, the sales manager offered me this one amount, and then when they did all the math, it turned out to be a higher amount. In the end, this guest was given a small gift. I think it was a towel or even a couple of towels. And just the attention itself that the business owner called him right away, it was a shock to him. And he said, it is a very big surprise that I was right away called by the business company owner and talks to me directly. And he became a loyal client of this outlet and recommended this outlet store to many other people. So you see, feedback works. Communication with customers. Here you can build your communications. You can, it can replace your mailings, your SMS, text messages. You can save quite a lot of money here. On the one hand, uGain maintains a customer base automatically. And at the same time, through uGain, you can talk to your clients. Next slide. This is another unique feature, cross-marketing. If you take the loyalty systems or other systems which allow you to build bonus programs, we used a very interesting logic which no other company has. For business, we allowed them to do this advanced loyalty system. We will not disclose, we're not going to disclose all the main features because we need to maintain the intrigue before the official launch. So the idea here is that through our system, you can combine different businesses that can be combined. For example, I have a car dealing outlet, and a friend of mine, for example, they are, I don't know, sewing things, maybe seat covers for cars. And another friend of mine has an agency for vamping your car, you know, tuning it up. And we understand that our clients are the same people, so like car owners, and we don't want those clients to go to someone else. So a person comes to me, buys a car from my outlet from my dealership outlet. And then I give him bonuses that can be bonus points that can be spent either at the agency that does the tuning up of the cars, or with my friend who makes covers for the seats and the interior of the cars. So the loyalty program is a very attractive thing for malls, trading centers. So if you go and see into the market, you won't find easy to use application for entire malls. There are applications, but they cost quite a lot. There is a city in Kazakhstan called Almaty, and there is a mall in that city called Omega. And literally a year ago, they were considering about creating a loyalty system, and eventually they decided to implement a loyalty system based on the bank cards. And for me to participate in that loyalty system, I, as a user, have to go to the bank, open myself a card, have to replenish, top up that card. There should be some money on it. And then I have to use that card in that mall. And I don't think I'm gonna reveal you a commercial secret here. That system for that mall cost $6 million. So an impressive figure, because we can organize similar loyalty systems at a way smaller amount, like several zeros smaller amount. And we can do the same for networks, for chain networks. For example, we have a chain of pharmacies in my city with around 180 outlets. And I already talked with the owner of that chain, and we agreed that as soon as we launch, they immediately install the loyalty system in their retail outlets. And what happens? We become like MLM partners. We are interested, as Dragoš mentioned, in the continual increase of our structure. And uGain system allows you, without really sweating, increase your structure. So we go to the entrepreneur, we tell them about this system. This system is free for the first 2 months. Entrepreneur doesn't pay anything, and then the entrepreneur will pay a very affordable fee, which will be less than 1 cup of coffee per day, or they buy a year-round subscription. You don't need to buy any license or any franchise. So you buy a year-round subscription and you get the full functionality. And what I told you is just a few features. I can talk about it at length. I think we're gonna have a whole series of trainings where we're going to look into how it works. You will understand how you can deliver it, explain it to entrepreneurs, what's the value behind it for entrepreneurs, for users, etc. So the sale will be quite simple. We are preparing a whole series of trainings for entrepreneurs, how to work with that product, what to do to get it, and the contact will be quite simplified for the entrepreneur to make their decision. Everything you'll have to do is to send the link, say, so this is the channel, you need to go and see and take a look if you're interested in it or not. If you are, I'll tell you more about it. For the entrepreneurs, we are launching right now from the 1st of August a possibility for 10 countries, the possibility to register, where now we'll select 1,000 people who will have to go through certain training, because colleagues here, we should not be running ahead of ourselves and not to say things we shouldn't be saying, because it's better to promise less but do more. This is a very cool system, and this system will definitely be liked by entrepreneurs and will bring its results, but we need to deliver the correct information. So we do have the promotion and information delivery system ready. It is very important that after our presentation, our training, there will be a link posted in your chats with a form that you need to fill in if you're interested in promoting this idea and make good money and have a residual income in future. Leave your request, and then there will be a group of 1,000 people. They will take the training, they will receive attestation, and then we will launch this program in 10 countries. Next, there will be a full launch on the 15th of September in full force across the entire world. And instead of being able to work in 10 countries, you can work across the entire world. Next slide, please. Well, we decided that our mission would be to unite and inspire people to enjoy life. So on the one hand, this system allows common people to save money and to receive inspiration and joy of a higher level of well-being and opportunities, and for entrepreneurs similarly to enjoy life, because the instruments that we give in our system simplify the lives of entrepreneurs and address some of the daily problems. Next slide, please. And here, this is an appeal to entrepreneurs. It's a uGain team incorporated, and software will make your customers happier and you richer. Now, dear colleagues, we have a certain roadmap according to which we're moving. We have a certain schedule of deadlines. We already registered the company in the United States. We are official residents of the Delaware state. We are registered and received the approval of Apple Play Market. Now we're getting ready for the technical launch. We have the corporate style logo and the presentations ready, the promotion system, everything in place. We are at the finish line now, and the only thing we have left to do is to do the technical launch and then achieve very good results. Here you can see a small comparative table. We will look at it later, but if you're interested, and those of you who are interested in promoting it, let's go back to the previous slide. I would like you to draw attention to the last 4 points. So all of those items, features, makes us distinct, but the last 4 is the avant-garde. We have the ability to create a coalition loyalty systems. Nobody has it. It's very cheap and quick. In order to create a loyalty system in a big mall, the mall paid $6 million. And most importantly, that mall, for that $6 million, does not own their own client base. The client base is owned by the bank on their servers. And if the contract is terminated between the bank and the mall loses its client base. In our case, it doesn't work this way. Next, it's the ability to organize loyalty programs for shopping centers and networks, the ability to create trigger chain logic. So this technology, this technique was used in the loyalty Loya program. Remember, we talked about it in the very beginning. It costs several millions, yet here we offer it free of charge to entrepreneurs, which adds to the value. And also it's a possibility for passive income or residual income for entrepreneurs based on the logics that I just told you. From every subscription, every purchase, entrepreneurs receive money. And you as partners who attract entrepreneurs, and if we do the math, for example, every city has 10,000 entrepreneurs on average, or some other level. And out of them, of those 10,000, approximately 20% can be easily covered. Just imagine how many daily transactions those 2,000 entrepreneurs have. And with our system, with our approach, we can easily add entrepreneurs in our structure as MLM partners and receive residual income from simple purchases or simple common people. Let's move on to the next slide. Well, and this next slide is, dear colleagues, our thanks to you for your attention. I was very glad to deliver this information to you. And today, Dragoš mentioned our goals, our company's mission, and where we're moving to. And I would like to give you a small example, and that will be it from me. I know there is an athlete called Sergey Gubka. He is a world championship in jumps. He was born in Lugansk. He was the first person to jump 6 meters high. And in 1996, it's high jumping with a pole, you know, and he set a world record of 6 meters, 14 centimeters. And that record wasn't broken yet. And when the journalist asked him, how could you achieve this? Could you jump this high? You know what he said? He said, when I'm getting ready for the jump, I'm aiming for 7 meters. So the higher you aim, the higher you jump, the higher the results you achieve. So, dear colleagues, I would like to wish you good results, to raise the bar, and as Dragoš says, it can happen. So, dear colleagues, now, if you have questions, we are ready to take them.
Well, a question from the Spanish chat. Is training going to be free or paid? It will be free, but it will be available to a specific ranking. uGain is a platform of services for businesses, trade, and non-commercial organization. This is a solution, a platform for business, a solution that match several needs of entrepreneurs, and it helps businesses to achieve their results. Where can we download uGain? Guys, uGain is not accessible yet. We have registered domains and we are preparing for the formal launch. And in the presentation, you saw this address, ugain.app. It will be our official domain through which we will interact for entrepreneurs through this channel, through this domain, and for users, for normal people. But the information will be provided and shared with the team of technical launch. And so far, it hasn't been publicized yet. So closer to the technical launch, then the information will be shared. Is the price of the app going to increase in the future? So the price of the application in the marketplace is 0. Whereas for businesses, for entrepreneurs, there is the rental fee starting from the 3rd month. For the first 2 months, it is free, and then he will have to pay a small amount, and now it is $28 a month as a rent, or it will be much more convenient and better if you pay in a lump sum for 1 year ahead. There are some options when you can use it free of charge as a business, but with no functionalities attached, with not no, but with very limited functionalities attached. So we provide 2 months for entrepreneurs to test it, and then they will learn the benefits. Can we only invest in uGain, or can we use it and promote it? Guys, you are investors of uGain, because uGain is one of the projects of the NEEW program. So one of the projects the NEEW program invested, and the revenues will be distributed accordingly. uGain, is it the same thing as Digital Doubles? No, this is a totally different project. It's important while registration in uGain to indicate your personal regular phone call or temporary phone call. Dear colleagues, if you are a partner of NEEW program and everyone is kept in the structure, but there will be one request. Not everyone in his profile, in his back office, has the phone number indicated. And here you are to validate your phone number in the back office, and the same number automatically will be entered into the uGain to preserve your structure. uGain, is it a payment portal, or is it the survey method with the bonuses and loyalty points? Look, uGain, what we start from, this is a platform which gives a chance to entrepreneurs to build their relations with their clients. Yes, on the one hand, this is a loyalty system. On the other hand, this is a tool to get analytics and the trigger chain, and it's much more than actually received or provided by competitors. So we are unique. And these systems which are provided, so our genuine ideas, they're quite simple, but they are unique. I do not understand our role in uGain project. Should we use it on our own or market? Please explain once again the way the application operates. So the application as such is for ordinary people. This application could be used by people when they come to some place, to some business. For entrepreneur, this system could be provided in 2 channels. Either he himself will find it, or the partner, MLM partner, will recommend him this application. As soon as entrepreneur registers after recommendation by MLM partner, the whole structure of this entrepreneur, all the friends and all the clients and the friends of the clients, all the structures will be under this MLM partner. We also have these logics. It applies to your referrals, to your subscription, so this subscription fees, this increased discount, and daily campaigns and promotions. And therefore, you find this entrepreneur on your own and he joins by your recommendation, then he and his clients will be in your structure. Will there be in the country any country agency registering entrepreneurs, or the partner himself will approach businesses? At the regional level, there will be a representative office functioning, because there are some legal aspects to take into account. And the entrepreneur into his account, he is to receive some compensation, and therefore the uGain partners, after being authorized, after taking this training, they can approach businesses. Should we wait for the download link through our API back office, or directly download from the Apple Store? As soon as there is the technical launch, we will launch the app in several countries, and the news will be announced, and there will be a download link. You can do it by following this download link, or by searching. Another question, how will it link to our new account in case the recruited members are to be present with the opportunity to view new opportunity and register under you? Yes, actually, this is an interesting approach applied, because we say that in MLM, there are these challenges such as failure to make a list of contacts or not to make phone calls. But this tool actually, when you sell retail and when you service each client personally or sell something wholesale, this approach of uGain will, after talking to one business, you can get to your structure under you many people. To say, there is a gas station which is in one highway with heavy traffic, and daily a lot of cars come there, and the client base of that gas station, of that petrol station, is over 100,000 people. I know this figure. Do you think that after me talking to this entrepreneur and provide this tool, functional tool to him that will help him in his business, and he will increase his check, he will know his clients, he will say expenditures on advertising, I give him this opportunity, but at the same time, I get his clients in my structure under me, because we have clear understanding how to report or present some information from uGain to users or from uGain partners to users. We will have this opportunity to submit the relevant information. uGain, can we sell this course? If you have business, or if you are selling some courses online, you can register as a business and then sell it, only in case it is not prohibited by law. It's important to understand, when a business makes his application, it is moderated, because there are those businesses selling tobacco products or something else which is prohibited for advertising, and we cannot actually post this, and we are to validate this, and if it is appropriate, then any business can register and operate through uGain, including online courses selling. How can we participate in the project? After our training, you will receive a link for questioning to those colleagues, partners for whom this project is of interest, who are interested in this project. We write, so you fill out this questionnaire and you work after this authorization and training. How can this tool be used for selling services? You register your business, then after the technical launch, if it is in one of the countries, and the list of these countries will be provided later, and in any other country after the 15th of September. So you get training as an entrepreneur, how to do it, how to promote. Nothing difficult, you can do it easily. Is there a platform similar to uGain? Yes, there are different platforms, different approaches available, but we have some functionalities no one has, and our functionalities are much wider and deeper and accessible in our case. And I cannot say that we follow the policy of price dumping, but our solution is very safe, high quality, and reliable. I will not talk on the financing, so we can afford to provide it to entrepreneurs almost free of charge. the countries included in this list of 10 countries. After my talking, Dragos will come back, and I believe that this list will be provided, will be shared additionally. In uGain, is there the referral system? Yes, at present, we are working on the integration of back office to zero. Back office, this is not our mandate, but we are in close contact with the guys responsible, and the marketing plan will be operational within the back office. And all your accruals in uGain, you will get it from uGain, but it will be indicated there. What happened to Shikart? I think you'd better refer this question to Andrei Havratov. Where and how can we get this training? You fill out the questionnaire, and starting from next week, actually, the trainings will be started, and the modules, and how to promote, how to market it, because there is clear understanding that there are different levels, sizes of businesses, and you are to apply different tools to approach different businesses. Please follow the announcements, but first of all, fill out the questionnaire. So here I see no further questions in this form. And now I will look through the chat. Денис, у нас есть один вопрос остался, если позволите. Как можно квалифицироваться на участие в тренинге и будут ли тренинги доступны для Австралии? How would I be qualified for training? Is it available in Australia? This is the questions asked, and Dragos will answer, but to qualify, you are first of all to fill out the questionnaire, and your status should be consultant and above. Initially, we select 1,000 people. This is our front line with the highest capacity, but as regards Australia, I believe yes, but Dragos will answer it more exactly. So you refer to one athlete I gave you an example of. So the interaction with the members of the VIP club, I believe this is the question which will be taken by Dragos. How will you learn that I invited the business? Through the back office. And what is the percentage we participate in the project? 100%. And how uGain will enable expanding or increasing the number of new partners? How will it help? Look, the uGain project gives value. This is a business model project, a very valuable resource for entrepreneurs, and it strengthens both tokens, and Dragos will detail this. Please explain how will we participate and in which sectors can we participate? Guys, the uGain system is appropriate for any business. The main idea is a business of clients. And the more we know our clients, the better we interact with them, the better they treat us, the more loyal they are, the better our business is. And here we give them this chance. As business is clients. If you have clients, it means you have a business. In any sector, business is not available without clients. Therefore, any sector which is allowed by law. Денис, еще один вопрос. Если у uGain проекта уже интернет-сайт? Do we have the website now? uGain have a website now? Yes, we do. We have several domains registered and reserved. Domain ugain.com .app is empty with no information yet, but to be approved in App Store, we use the domain. I will print it in the chat, uGain.dev. uGain.dev. This one. But dear friends, please do not disclose this information without thinking. It's important for us to retain some confidentiality, and we will then talk and promote ourselves closer to the date of commercial launch. Now we are being promoted through the personal referrals in case you have your own business or your friends in the structure, someone in the structure has the business. So now we follow an approach of promotion by personal recommendations. Then we would apply wider channels, but I do encourage and request you not to share this information with non-new members, because this is a secret, as the system includes some perks, some options, or some functionalities others don't have. We are actively evolving, and the test launch is to take place. We get the feedback, we train our partners, we work, we bring value to businesses, and businesses actually continue working, and we develop together. And in this domain, uGain.dev, this is a website for ordinary users in English language, but later on the information will be in all the other languages available, and other links will be shared later. Do we have any further questions? If not, then I will not delay you anymore. I was excited to speak to you, and hopefully there will be a lot of hype and we will start a lot, and everyone will make a lot of money. I wish you good evening and good night, and looking forward to meeting you again and again. I'm handing over to Dragas, you, my dear friend. Thank you very much, Dan. You were fabulous and fantastic. It is so clear and easy to understand the details of this project. I liked it a lot, the way you present it. And we really learned that this is the business that will make us an intermediary, a glue or a bridge between a client and businesses, between all those who sell any products or services and those 50% of the global population who buy and purchase these goods and services. This is a fantastic opportunity, dear friends. And I hope that for all the people who attended our today's webinars this morning and now, you understand clearer everything, and because we tried to explain in detail the project to our partners, for you guys to realize and understand of how to overcome the challenges you may face in multi-level crowd investing business and in your businesses. But I do hope that you also learned all those opportunities this project will give to us as networkers, as those people that get their commissions, and we will quite rapidly to expand our flows of clients and our financial streams of income. If I'm not actually wrong, the first question was about the eligibility criteria for those people who will be in the list of our 1,000 leaders, first 1,000 leaders, who will be included into the team to promote our project in 10 countries. First of all, you are to take this free training. For these 1,000 persons, it will be a free training course. Your status should be consultant and above. And secondly, to be a member of the VIP club. What other questions do you have? Please ask them. I dislike delaying you because we've been working for 2 hours and 22 minutes. In case you have any other questions left, it's the time to ask them. So the list of these 10 countries will be shared quite soon while we are still translating it, and we'd like to publish this list of countries and progress forward. There are some questions on the use of cryptocurrencies. Yes, cryptocurrency is really important because now we think of applying to this project of uGain token. uGain token will be used in this ecosystem of businesses, and this token will be backed by utility token. And it's not going to be the token which will be unlimited in number. There will be the limited number of these tokens, and therefore the demand for these tokens will enable us to rally its value and significance. And these first 1,000 people who will participate in the technical launch of our project before its formal launch, before the formal launch of our cooperation with businesses, each of them will get 1,000 uGain tokens as a gift to each of you. Therefore, please be in a hurry to fill out our questionnaires. You've been shared in the chats, and this way we will be as well able to ensure increase in the value of the UNTB token and our utility tokens.
Dragosh is answering the question how the interaction with the VIP club members will be set up. Yes, only VIP club members and people, consultants and above can get the training. So there won't be any specific setup. We'll just get 1,000 people willing to work, and we'll set up a special training for them, how to work multi-level crowd investing, how to work with entrepreneurs, how to work with the clients at the basic level, and how to work with big-time entrepreneurs, maybe the owners of malls or trade networks, chains, or franchise holders. Also, we'll talk about the marketing plan, about your commission fees, etc. It will be introductory or inception webinars, and which we are going to launch to understand the potential, for you to understand the potential of this project, uGain project. And then we'll have a totally different work for people who will be building a network of entrepreneurs. Hopefully now it's all more or less clear. So there was a question whether uGain is gonna be connected to our UGPay. Yes, of course. uGain is going to be connected to UGPay, but also with other payment systems, credit cards, etc. What other questions do we have? Do we have any other questions in other chats? So, if there are no further questions, there is a question, what happened with Shikard? I'm going to answer you in the same way as Dan answered you. This is a question that we need to ask during the questions and answers session at our summary webinar at the end of the month, because with Shikard we decided to terminate our cooperation because we did not receive from them they did not meet our expectations. Therefore, we decided to create a different reality and create a different project. And officially, uGain will be launched after the 15th of September, and on this 15th of September, I guess. And for us to create a whole, let's say, army of leaders who will have the necessary instruments in their hands to go and work with entrepreneurs. And one more question. Now we have, yeah, I'm reading a question to Drago. So Dragosh is answering the question regarding when we're gonna have the training. As soon as we have 1,000 leaders, we will start our training right away. We're not gonna wait for the 15th. Therefore, we're not gonna wait for the 15th of September. And all of the details will be published in our back offices in the news section of it. And gradually, we will provide the necessary information for you to be able to participate in the development of this project. So now we'll have the training for the first 1,000 partners, correct? And after the official launch, there will be training for all other partners outside the first 1,000. After the 15th of September, according to our roadmap or development plan, we're going to provide training for everyone. For other partners who will be working in our projects, we have a roadmap of this project, and we will gonna publish it as well, and we will give the opportunity to people across the world to participate in the project. Does uGain have a white paper? Another question. In answering to this question, I can tell you that we have a document which is now not made public because we cannot do that, as Dan said before the official launch. And of course, we would like to keep lots of things within our network because we already had precedence with CryptoUnit in order to prevent part of the projects being copied. We will place all the information in our back offices, and those back offices will be synchronized with uGain project. There is a question from the Spanish chat. Can we use uGain to sell courses like treatment courses, therapies, something like that? Will those projects be on sale? Products will be on sale, and will this application work in Costa Rica? Of course. Of course, as we already said, those the educational courses will be free of charge for our partners, and the first 10 countries that we're going to connect to start this business and to launch the entire project will be tied to the language used by a specific country. For example, the English language is spoken by lots of people across the world, and if you speak Spanish, then you also have big opportunities. And we took the top 10 countries by the language spoken by most people. So I can tell you right now what the official language of Costa Rica is, but I'll tell you right away that our goal is to win as many clients as possible across the world. And when we develop the countries that are of most interest to us, where we have the biggest structures, and we can develop this project thanks to our leaders, then gradually we can connect new and new countries. And our basic employees, personnel, will be our leaders. And one more question from the English chat. Which blockchain will be used by uGain app? Again, I would like to go back first to the previous question, is that training courses will be sold by the Academy of a Private Investor. They won't be sold through uGain. They will be sold through the Academy of a Private Investor. In the Italian chat, they ask whether uGain can be used by doctors. Yes, it can, if a doctor wants to promote their services, if they don't have their own website, but they would like to get in touch with their clients. This is a good opportunity to, keep in touch and to offer people their services, discounts, news, congratulate them on holidays. In Costa Rica, they speak Spanish. People wrote in the chat. I wasn't 100% sure of that. Then, of course, Spanish is one of our main working languages, which we immediately translate all our materials into, uGain materials, I mean. And therefore, Spanish will be, of course, one of the languages for our training courses. So we asked the question about the blockchain again. Which blockchain will be used by uGain? Well, our blockchain, new blockchain of our consumer community that is being developed right now. Dragesh is asking again, so what this question is all about, the GitHub question. Is it related to uGain? In the Arabic chat, people are asking whether we could have the link. Yes, the link will be published in all the groups together with the registration, or together with the recording of this webinar. Well, if we don't have any fresh questions, then I guess we can call it a day. Then I'd like to thank you all for your attendance in this webinar. Keep on keeping track of the official information about our project in your back offices, and chat training is very important, especially at the initial stage of any startup. We'll meet next week and we'll talk about uGain again. So goodbye and thank you for your attention.